in the food regulation. Food standard quality control and regulatory function in different capacities and in different divisions of the FSSA. Its qualifications include BSc and BTech in food technology and biochemical engineering along with MBA. So without any further ado, can I please have a huge round of applause for Mr. B.S. Acharya. Sir, can I please have you on stage for the interaction? And I'm sure you will have a very nice interaction with him when he will speak about the food safety regulations. Sir, over to you, please.
Very good morning. Now, before I just start my introduction, I just wanted to know that you are all students of final year of hotel management, is not it? No, if somebody can correct me, all the hotel management students? Okay, very fine. That means you are all concerned about the food. Am I correct? You are all concerned about the food that is being served to the guest of a hotel when you will be working. And in your classes, you might have read the subject of food science, food nutrition, food preparations, cuisines, how to make different cuisines, and in fact, hygiene sanitations. Apart from hygiene sanitations, there is a other subject, storage, how to keep the food products, how to increase the shelf life. Have you heard the name shelf life of the food? So how to increase the shelf life of the food? What should be the storage temperature? What should be the storage parameter, conditions of storage? And to some extent some front office and back office. So that job, that functionality you might have studied in your subjects. Now, coming to the food safety, I am representing from Food Safety Standard Authority of India. It's not association. Dear friend, he has wrongly spelled it. It is not the association. This is the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. We call it as FSSAI, F-S-S-A-I, in a very short name. कोई कहता है फांसी, F सेम है, कोई कहता है फसाई, कोई कहता है फांसी, कोई कहता है FSSAI. So FSSAI stands for Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Now what do you mean by, why it is called safety? What is the meaning of safety? Protecting something means the product, any food products, whether it is a packaged foods, whether it is a primary food like cereal, pulses, which are available in the markets. So those foods is safe. Now who will assure you that the product is safe, the food is safe? Means safe from 3 hazards. Do you know what do you mean by hazards? Hazards means some problem. It will be, we have to think the physical hazards, chemical hazards and biological hazards. So if a particular food is free from the 3 hazards, then we call it as the product is safe. Safe from health point of view. From health point of view, not from the quality test point of view. You see, no, you might have heard the name quality and safety. What is the difference between quality and safety? Quality are the attributes. Quality are the attributes of a product in terms of taste, in terms of appearance, is not it? And in terms of specifications. But safety means it is the assurance that the product, a consumer is consuming the product and he is safe from the three hazards that I mentioned. Now, who will give the assurance? Who will give the assurance that product is safe? It is the manufacturer, it is the trader, it is the transporter, it is the person who is storing the product, and above all, it is the FSSAI. It is the regulator. So, FSSAI basically is a body, central autonomous regulatory body to regulate what? To regulate the manufacturer, the traders and the importers. Because whatever the product is getting imported from different countries to India, it's also controlled by the FSSAI. So that means starting from the manufacturing end to the retailer's end, everywhere the product has to pass through the stringent law of regulations, and that regulations is made by FSSAI and implemented by the FSSAI. Clear? Now, means safety is the assurance that product is safe. Now, what do you mean by standards? What do you mean by standards? Product standards. Product standard means it is the desired specifications that this particular product will be manufactured by a written down documents with all physiochemical characteristics, with the limits specified, because you cannot add more than the additives. Certain additives are allowed in the products, and those additives will be under the permissible limits. It cannot goes beyond that limits. Now, in the context of your hotel management, this food safety is the vital component in the hotel industries. Okay. Now, let me tell you what is our functions. What do we do it? The FSSAI, Food Safety Standard Authority of India, was formed, established in the year 2008 by an Act of Parliament. We call it that Act, Food Safety Standard Act. So, by virtue of the Act, Food Safety and Standard Act 2006, means it was enacted by the President of India in September 2006. Then authority was established in the year 2008. Once the authority established, it started its functioning. The actual function of the authority started from the year 2011. Clear? I am just going little of the history. थोड़ा मैं history में जा रहा हूँ so that you will understand what is FSSAI, because today in this country, most of the students, most of the consumers, they do not know what is FSSAI, what is FSSAI. ठीक है? Now, prior to Food Safety Standard Act, can you imagine what are the departments controlling the food safety or food quality? Anybody? Prior to 2006, have you heard any names, any departments that are controlling, regulating the food? Yes, please. UNICEF. UNICEF. It is the PFA, Prevention of Food Adulteration Act. In this country, in India, the concept of food quality, food control mechanisms was started something around 1936. That time it was felt that how to check the rampant of adulterations in this country. Before the independence, it was felt that let us start, bring a law and implement that law so that adulterations of food can be minimized, can be checked. So this concept was conceptualized in the year 1954 by means of an act called Prevention of Food Adulteration Act. Clear? Simultaneously, there were several orders and acts. One was Food Product Order, Food Product Order, FPO. There was Meat Product Order. There were Milk Product Order, Milk Product Orders. There were Solvent Extracted Oil, De-oiled Meal Orders. And so many acts as under Essential Commodities Act. So that means there were different departments, different agencies, central agencies as well as the state agencies who are engaged in implementing the various acts and orders in this whole country. Okay. Now, in the year 1900, something around 90, it was felt that why don't we march all the departments to a single department, and so that the enforcement will be better, the implementation of the act will be better. So this idea was conceptualized in the year 2006 by means of Food Safety Standard Act, by merging all the multi-departments into a single line of commands, that is FSSAI. Now, what FSSAI does for the last 10 to 12 years, we should know that. Okay. Abhi, we are controlling, we are regulating, as I said, manufacturer and traders by means of license and registrations. Now, who needs to have a license? In the entire chain, supply chain, starting from the manufacturing point to a retail counter, where a person is selling, we call it as a retail counter. So all the people, means manufacturer, wholesaler, distributor, retailers, stockist and storage people, those persons, they were storing it. So everybody comes into this picture. Clear? Only the farmers and the consumers, they are exempted. Means those who are growing and those who are consuming it. These two entities are exempted from license and registrations. But everybody will have a license and registration under this new act. Clear? Now, a chota shopkeeper who is selling biscuit, who is selling chai, he should also have a registrations. Clear? Now, your college will have a canteen. Whether that canteen is having a license or not, that I have to check up today. After my speech, I will check up with the management. That is also required, because where the food is getting prepared and served, Everybody will have a license or registration depending on the turnover, depending on the capacity. Capacity is fixed for manufacturing point. For the trading line, it is the turnover, based on turnover. Okay. Now we have a site called FOSCOS, Food Safety Compliance System, FOSCOS, FOSCOS. The website is, you note down the website, you can get all the information about FSSAI in a particular website called www.fssai.gov.in. Okay. Now, we have under our Food Safety Standard Act, we have Food Safety Officer, we have Central Food Safety Officer. Those who are the starting point of our Sorry. So now, the license and registration, everybody has to take it. That you understand. Apart from license and registrations, we have a huge network of laboratories, lab. You know, without lab, how you will control the food ecosystems of this country? Without lab. Because lab is essential. So, what we are doing it, we are giving approval to all the government food laboratories. Have you heard National Food Laboratory? Have you heard? National Food Laboratory, there are 5 National Food Laboratory of this country that is controlled by FSSAI. Apart from these 5 National Laboratories, there are every state, there are state laboratories. And in every city, every state, there are private laboratories. We are giving approval to the private laboratories so that those who are NABL, National Board of Accreditations. Without NABL, we cannot give any approval to any laboratories. So we have given around 400 plus laboratory in this country for approval so that the food products which are being collected by our FSO can be analyzed to find out whether it meets the desired specifications or not, whether it is safe or not. And if it is not safe, then we used to issue improvement notice, we used to prosecute them. Now under this act, as regards to qualification of the FSO, we have made certain qualifications. The basic qualification should be minimum BSc in chemistry or BTech in food technology, biotechnology, agriculture science, medicines. Like this, different qualification has been prescribed for the FSO. Now, we had made a committee, expert committee to review the qualifications, and very soon we will be coming up with a conclusive ideas how to incorporate the hotel management, because the hotel management play a vital role. Our hotel industries are run by the chef. So that's why we have made a committee to see the different qualifications like nutraceutical, food supplement, health supplement, that also come under this act. Okay? Now for that also we are trying to incorporate, we are trying to make the qualification of B Farm, M Farm, because those units can be controlled by those qualified person. So very soon I am hopeful that you people also will get a scope to work in FSSAI if this qualification gets changed. Okay, now in FSSAI we have a different division. The head office is located in Delhi, New Delhi. There are 4 regional offices. One is at Ghaziabad, that is called Northern Regional Office. One is at Mumbai, that is called Western Regional Office. One is at Chennai, that is called Southern Regional Office. And Calcutta, that is called Eastern and Northeastern Regional Office. So that means I am looking after the regional office of Calcutta and the northeastern regions comprising of total 14 states. And in these 14 states, what we are doing it, we are issuing license and registrations. We are trying to build a robust food ecosystems of this region by means of integrating all these parameters. What are the parameters? One is standards. We have got a standard divisions in headquarters. Because in PFA time, there were only 473 standards of the food items. And today it is more than 2000 vertical standards. And apart from some horizontal standards. So the standard division, what is their role? Their role is to make the standard, formulate the standard by means of what? By a scientific exchange of ideas. I cannot do my standard by my own, or my CEO cannot develop the standards. We have got 23 scientific panels. How many? 23 scientific panels. Koi fruit and vegetables, koi oil, koi fish, koi meat, koi cereal, pulses, koi bakery item, koi confectionery. So different food segments. We have got 23 scientific panel, and each panel there will be something 15 members. Average 15 members. So all members are either faculty members of different food technological research institute, agriculture research institute. So they used to consult, they used to deliberate for every issues. Then ultimately the standard was formulated and it goes to scientific committee. Scientific committee is again a committee comprising of different members of the heads of the government. Heads of the government means secretary of the different department. They will decide upon it, then it will ultimately go to the food authority. Now what is food authority again? Food authority means it is the chairman of the food authority along with 23 members. So it is not only the chairman will take a decision, it is the 23 members along with the chairman will have to take the decisions. Then after that it will go to the health minister for approval. Then after that only standard is formed. So this is a legal process. Once the standard is formed, now the manufacturer has to follow the particular standards while preparing the products. Clear? Now, we have got provisions of penalties. Under chapter 10 of the Food Safety Standard Act, there is a provision called graded penalties. Now, I'll just tell you one thing. Prior to Food Safety Standard Act, there was only PFA Act and orders are there. Under the PFA Act, there was only punishment, imprisonment. Anything went wrong, the defaulter FBO will be punished. by means of imprisonment. As a result of which the court kacheri means tariq per tariq is going on. 25 years, 30 years, the case does not resolve. Piles of cases are pending till today in the different courts. So in order to cut out all these things, we have brought graded penalties. Means, suppose a particular manufacturer has manufactured a product, it does not meet the standards. Can somebody ask to keep silent? If the people are not interested, better to go here, because I am getting. No, if somebody is not interested, please. You see, these type of things you will never get in your lifetime. Even if you read lot of books, but this information you cannot get it. Okay, and I am not a fool to spend my time. Okay. Now, why I told you the graded penalties? Suppose a particular manufacturer has manufactured a product and it does not meet the standards, and the laboratory has confirmed that it is substandard, means it does not meet the standards. So making a substandard product, why should I send him to the jail? So we have made some fine arrangement. Let him pay 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees, fines. Then after paying fines, if he could not able to rectify his mistakes, then repeated mistakes, there will be imprisonment. So this is called graded penalties. If the product is found unsafe, what is the definition of unsafe? Means there is a presence of aflatoxins, lead, metal contaminants, pesticide residues, microbiological spoilage, and physical, like dal mein, chawal mein kankad aa jana, there is a physical parameters, that is called unsafe. So if the product is declared as unsafe by the laboratory, food laboratory, then that FBO has to be punished, and the punishments, fine as well as imprisonment. So fine up to maximum 5 lakhs, imprisonment up to 3 years. So there are so many sections. We have made graded penalties. Now suppose somebody will sell the product by a label mistake, defective labels. For defective label, why we will punish somebody, send him to the jail? We have made a provisions for any defective labels. Let he should rectify. I will give an opportunity. You rectify yourself. If he rectified the label, then why unnecessarily send him to the jail? So that is the reasons. Under the provision of penalties, we have made graded penalties. Now, coming to, this is called our enforcement structure, how we are doing it. Who is implementing it? Now, Food Safety, Central Food Safety Department is looking after all these things for the manufacturing units whose production capacity is more than 2 metric ton per day. So all the units, those who are manufacturer and whose production capacity is more than 2 metric ton per day, more, greater than, they will come under central license. Those are below 2 metric tons, they will come under state license, and those who are below 100 kgs, they will come under registration category. Similarly, for trading community, those whose turnover is more than 20 crores per annum, they will come under central license. Like big departmental store, they will come under central license. Chote kirana dukan, they will come under state license. And chote retailer, they will come under registration. So this is the criteria has been fixed. Then we issue the license and registrations. Now, coming to, apart from this regulatory environment, we have brought lot of initiatives. We call it as FSSAI initiatives. So what are those initiatives? Number one is Eat Right India. One of the initiative we have brought, that is called Eat Right India. Under the Eat Right India, our mandate is let the people of this country know what is the right food. They should have a choice for the right food. So that's why we brought these initiatives. And you know what is this? We call it as FSSAI, one law, one nations. It is the single law and the single nation. One law, one nation. So under these Eat Right initiatives, we are certifying different schools, colleges, campus as a Eat Right campus. Means school where food is prepared and served. So that school needs to be declared as a Eat Right schools. Similarly, colleges and campus means like your institute, like corporate sectors, like ITC, like big company, Hindustan Unilevers, big company. They have got a sitting arrangement. They have got people, about 1,000 workforce. Every day, people are resembling in a particular place. They are eating the breakfast, lunch and dinner. So like this, that particular place has to be declared under the Eat Right India called Eat Right Campus. Apart from this Eat Right India, we have got Bhog, B-H-O-G, Bhog. Bhog means blissful hygienic offering to God. Blissful hygienic offering to God means any mandir, masjid, dargah, wherever food is getting prepared by name of prasad, and as a consumer we used to go to the temples or masjid or dargah or any religious places, and we used to take the food, laddu. Have you seen how it is prepared? In what hygienic condition it is prepared? Because they will not make you enter into their premises. So now we have brought a scheme called Bhog. We are certifying them. ठीक है, your temple is there is a lot of restriction, but when you are preparing something in the name of God, at least you take a certificate, display the certificate in front of the people, means your place has been inspected. Based on the audit, this certificate is issued. At least consumer will be safe. So that is called Bhog. We have got another scheme called RUCO, reused cooking oil. Have you got any idea? Reused cooking oil. Oil which is being repeatedly used, either frying, baking, समोसा तोलते हैं, हलवाई के पास आप जाओ ना, सुबह से बैठा है एक कढ़ाई में कर रहा है, शाम तक उसी कढ़ाई में. Do you have any idea that oil which is heated once or twice, the total polar compound of that oil goes beyond 25. If the total TPC, total polar compound of the oil goes beyond 25, then that oil is very, very injurious to health. It cannot be used. It has to be discarded. Now where to discard it? It has to be, you cannot throw it in the dustbin because it will again environmental problems will create. You cannot put it in the drainage in your kitchen sink, otherwise the entire your the pipeline will be jammed, chalked. Then you have to call the plumber to pay 500 rupees for him. So these are the issues comes. Now how to dispose of this reused cooking oil? So we have brought a scheme called RUCO. Means this particular oil we are collecting from industries, those who are using, like kurkure, chips, snacks manufacturing units. Lot of oil they use, biscuit manufacturing, they use oil. After baking, these oil we are collecting through our aggregators, through our agencies, collecting agencies. Then we are sending it to converting for biodiesel manufacturing. Means this used cooking oil used to send to biodiesel manufacturer for value added product of diesel. biodiesel. Similarly, we have identified soap manufacturer, washing soap. Those are using washing soap. Those manufacturing, we are sending this oil so that it can be utilized in the manufacture of washing soap, lubricant manufacturing, lubricant बनाने के लिए. So we had brought up this scheme called RUCO. Apart from RUCO, we have got hygiene rating certificates. Now, how many of you have visited any 5-star hotel in Calcutta? ठीक है, very good. Now, have you seen one certificate called hygiene rating with 5 smileys? It will be available in the restaurant. One certificate will be there. We call it as hygiene rating certificate, 5-star rating with 5 smileys. Now what it means? Means those hotels and restaurants who has developed their competency and utmost care for hygiene and sanitations. Similarly, if you have visited your hotels, in the buffet menu, in the buffet as well as in the a la carte, have you seen the menu? In every menu, means suppose it is a dal makhani. In the dal makhani itself, they have to write it, what is the calorific value, how much calorie a consumer will get per 100 grams or per 200 grams of the prepared dal makhani. And what are the allergen? Suppose I am taking aate ka roti. So what is the allergen? If I am taking milk, what are the allergen? So they have to declare. So I have made compulsory all the hotel industries to declare the calorific value, allergen in their menu, either in the buffet or in the a la carte. And this I have started in Calcutta and all the 14 states. And those who are not doing it, I used to cancel their license. Okay? Now, apart from this menu labeling, have you noticed one thing? The plastic bottle we are removing. Most of the hotels, when you are going to eat the food, or if you have happened, you are attending some training program there, all glass bottles are there. Why? Because of the plastic, recycled plastics issues, we have asked them, you convert into the glass bottles. Whatever the waters, because every 5-star hotel will have some RO plant. So that water they used to put it in the glass bottle and it will be served either in the room or in the dining, in the lounge. So this concept. Second concept, in the 5-star hotels we have introduced, the kitchen will be open to everyone. है कि नहीं? आपने नोटिस किया होगा, जहाँ पे आप खाना खाने जाते हो, जहाँ पे आप सर्व करते हो, that kitchen area is open to every public so that they can see what your chef is doing, whether the knife used for non-veg, whether the kadai used for non-veg is used for vegetarian. So, because the law says the knives, the cutlery, the chopping boards used for vegetarians or non-veg cannot be used until unless it gets clean, sanitized. And we have got separate provisions under this act. The refrigeration will have a veg or non-veg. You cannot put in one fridge meat and fruit and vegetable together. There must be separate provisions. While in the storage, when we are receiving the materials in the hotel, the receiving food safety management system. You know, what do you mean by food safety management system? I think you might have studied in your college. Food safety management system. This is the vital component of any industries, whether it is a hotel industries, whether it is a food processing industries. The food safety management system certificate is the utmost importance. Every manufacturer, every establishment dealing with the food will have to have FSMS plan. Now, what do you mean by FSMS plan? Means these are the perquisites of GMP and GHP, good manufacturing practices, good hygienic practices, and hazard analysis, critical control parameter, we call it as HACCP. So these three, GMP, GHP and HACCP, when you combine together, we call it as Food Safety Management System Certificate, FSMS. So every hotel will have to have the FSMS. But we are trying to make the small hotel industries, the dhaba also, but it is very difficult because it is controlled by the state levels. Now, coming to another concept, what we are doing it under the food safety, there is a FOSTAC training certification program. What do you mean by FOSTAC? Food Safety Training Certification Programs. Means every establishment means every FBO, in our terminology we call it as FBO, Food Business Operator. Whether it is a manufacturer, whether it is a trader, we have given a single name called FBO, Food Business Operator. So every food business operator needs to have a compulsory training from us. Now, who is giving our imparting training? Our auditing agencies. We have empaneled around 1,000 auditing agencies to impart training to the FBO in their units, so that they should be taught about basic hygiene, sanitation, product formulations and packaging. We have got a system, we have got a law called Food Safety Standard Labeling and Packaging Regulation 2011, which is subsequently amended as Food Safety Standard Labeling and Display Regulation 2020. Means you cannot label any product, you cannot make any misleading claims. For an example, somebody is writing, this is the refined soybean oil, good for heart, good for heart, good for something else, or some dabur ka juice. If you drink dabur juice, you will be thin. So these are the health claim, and these are totally misleading. In order to control them, we have brought a law called Food Safety Standard Advertising and Claim Regulations. And under this act, there is another regulation called Food Safety Standard Recall, Food Recall Regulations. What do you mean by food recall regulations? The product which is not in compliance with the law, that product has to be recalled from the markets, from the retailer point of view, and it will brought to the factory or one designated places where it has to be destroyed. Similarly, we are controlling the food import system. Whatever the fruits, vegetable, fish, oil, what is being imported from different countries, it has to pass through a stringent regulation of inspection, sampling. Then only after that, based on the laboratory reports, NOC is issued and the custom authority, they used to clear the goods. If it is not passed, then that consignment will be detained by the custom authority, it will be destroyed or re-export to the original country. So these are the different segments of our food ecosystems we are trying to build. Okay. What else? And another thing, first this year, 2023, we are celebrating the International Year of Millets. Have you heard about it? कुछ नहीं, कोई नहीं देखा, कोई नहीं सुना. International Year of the Millet. We are celebrating 2023 is the International Year of the Millet. Why? Because millet is a primitive, very old crops, ancient crops. We call it as poor man diet in the long back. When the tribal people of Odisha, Andhra, Jharkhand, Bihar, they used to cultivate in their own छोटा land. उनके घर की सामने जो छोटा मोटा field, उसी में वो cultivate. They used to cultivate those millets called bajra, ragi, foxtail millets, khodo millets, and they used to consume throughout the year. And if there was any surplus, it goes to the markets. Now slowly, because of the refined, because we are all habituated in burger and pizza, is not it? Because we have adopted the Western civilization, Western culture of eating burger and pizza, means it is a refined maida. And I believe so, I never find in Calcutta any hotel where maida is not used. Wherever I am going there, चाहे वो लूची हो, रोटी तो आपको मिलेगा नहीं, whole wheat आटा रोटी मिलेगा नहीं. Even 5-star also, you go and ask, you give me whole wheat atta. Means only atta made of whole wheat, not the refined one. वो आपको रोटी दे देगा. By looking into the appearance, you will find there is whitish appearance. Means it is maida. So, I mean to say, we are all habituated for refined things, refined rice. जैसे आप खाना खाने जाते हो ना, कहते हैं कौन सी चावल, जीरा राइस लोगी ना प्लेन राइस लोगी. आपने ऑर्डर कर दिया प्लेन राइस. हाउ मेनी पीपल eating brown rice, black rice? How many people used to eat red rice? So means we are trying to give an impact to the society to change their culture, food culture, by way of promotions. That is the reasons we are trying to build the millets, because millet contains lot of micronutrients. It contains more protein than the regular dal and pulses. It is more protein from the regular dal and pulses, less carbohydrates, जिसका glycemic index is something around 55, and it does not contain gluten. It does not contain gluten. So that is the reason we are trying to promote that there must be a demand. If we can able to create a demand in the society to change from refined things to a wholesome. In our act, if you read our Food Safety Standard Act, our objective, what is our objective? Our objective is to create a science-based standards, to lay down, FSSAI was created to lay down science-based standards for an article of food. For an article of food which is wholesome, nutritious and safe. So that is our mandate. So that is the reasons we are trying to create an awareness that every citizen should start doing it, consuming a little bit millets. And I am not advising you start immediately. 25%, whatever you are eating it, say you are eating maida, no issues. You eat maida, but mix up that maida with 25% of the millet flour. If you do immediately, then there will be setback to your system, because we are all having biological systems. We are habituated, our system is responding to a particular food. Immediately if you stop it, then there will be health issues. So that is the reason my recommendation always, you start changing the cultural habits, the ethos, the barriers, and slowly putting little millets into your products so that you will get a very good nutritious diet full of micronutrients, free from gluten and more in carbohydrates. Okay. Acha. Then what is the another issue why we are advocating this? Now, the farmers, if will create a demand, how you will create a demand? If after reaching home, if you will ask your mother, যে মামি আজকে তুমি আমাকে মিলেট খিচড়ি খাও, বলতে পারবে? মিলেট খিচড়ি যদি আপনারা বলবেন যে আজকে আমাকে মিলেট খিচড়ি দরকার, তো মামি বলবে মিলেটটা কি হয়, ওটা কি খায়, লোক খায়? ওটা তো লোক খায় না। কিন্তু ধীরে ধীরে তোমাকে কনভিন্স করতে হবে, যদি তোমরা করতে পারো, then there will be a creation of the demand. You start consuming the millet, then a demand will create in the society, so that the farmers, the ancient people, the tribes, those who were cultivating these millets, and they were all khatam ho gaye, they were all sleeping. Now they will grow off. And for cultivating the millets, you do not require more waters. Arid land, only one time water, that's all. And after cultivation, it is only 3 to 4 months crops. And after you cultivate the millets, that millet ka jo padda hota hai, jo dried padda, that will be there in the clays, and it will increase the fertility of the soil. No need of adding potash, urea to increase the fertility, because our soil fertility has been drastically going down by down every year after. So by cultivating the millets, the farmer will be regenerating the clay, the field for next crops. So that is the reasons we are advocating that people will switch over from refined things to millet-based dishes, as a result of which the food ecosystem will be sustainable. Clear? And we are making lot of melas, eat right millet melas. We are making it throughout the states. We are making walkathon to create an awareness among the citizens. We are inviting students like you to take part in walkathon, marathon, in cyclothon, in bikeathons, like whatever the availability is, only to create an awareness. So these are the initiatives that we are carrying out. Apart from our regulations, as a hotel management graduates, you have lot of opportunities in the coming years. The initial time package will not be good. That is obviously because it is private industries. But still, situation is improving slowly. You have to do a hard work, no doubt. Learn your concept, because I have seen most of the people, they do not want to serve the plate. There is some problem that हम किसी का एंठो प्लेट क्यों उठाएंगे, ये आ जाता है दिमाग में. Every service is service. Every service is service. I'll give a small story. I'm not late, no? I'm giving a story. When I was working, I graduated from Jadavpur University, Calcutta, your place, in the year 1987. And I got a first job in my batch in ITI, Indian Telephone Industries. I did not join, because I thought I am doing food technology, and what I will do in the Indian telephone industries. Then I joined in a Krishnanagar, which is about 100 kilometers from Calcutta. 87. In Krishnanagar, one GP Canning was there in the highway itself. I joined as an assistant production manager. After 1 year, one day what happens? my chief executive officer, CEO, he was an Italian father. He came with his scooter. And he is a very jolly man. He used to talk, very big, tall, red-faced. He used to make jokes. Myself, my account manager, my purchase manager, like all these things, we were discussing near a drain, near the drainage. My pineapple processing was going on. Pineapple processing was going on. Cutting, peeling, extracting juices and canning it, packed in OTS metal cans. All of a sudden, his face became red. He got angry. I do not understand. Then immediately he went and took a broomstick and cleaned that drain where one particular chulka was stuck in the grids, so that there was the water flowing. He has noticed it and he went, took the brooms and get it clean. Then he went to his room. Now what happened? My other colleagues were there. They could not notice why this gentleman was joking with us and all of a sudden get angry. But I went to my room. Then I could not sit more than 2 minutes because it was pinching me. That what happened? Why this has happened? I have noticed it. When I was talking also, I have seen that water is flowing. But I had my intention that after we finish our chit chat, I will call the sweeper and he will clean it. That was my thought. Now, being a chief executive officer, he took the broomstick and get it clean. Then who am I? Who am I? I would have also done the same things. Then I went to his chambers. I apologized. Yeah, I am sorry. But he thought, I understand. You are asking for the apology. It is enough for me that you understood. But other folk could not understand. So, why I give this example? Every work, whether it is a sweeping, whether it is a cleaning, whether it is preparing, whether it is, treating the guest, talking to the guest in hotel industries, you should talk in a very polite language. Yes, sir. Am I correct? You cannot be rushed to anybody. In spite of all inherent problems, you have to show your politeness. This is called industries. Similarly, every bit of work is yours. You don't depend on others to do it. So that is the lesson I just wanted to give it. This I also learned by my experience. Because if you will not do mistakes in your life, you cannot learn. कोई बंदा है ऐसे कहेगा मेरे लाइफ में कोई मिस्टेक नहीं किया. A person, if he does not do any mistake in his life, he has not learned anything. But to be a successful entrepreneur, successful student, successful any field, you should do the mistakes, but don't do the repeat mistakes. मिस्टेक होता है, सबसे होता है, हमसे होता है, आपसे होता है, आपकी प्रिंसिपल साहब से भी होता है, सबसे होता है. लेकिन एक मिस्टेक हो गया, if you could not able to rectify that mistakes and repeatedly you are doing the mistake, then that means you have not learned anything. Your learning has been stopped. So thank you very much. Any other question, please? Yes, please. Yes, yes. That time it was money at the topmost. कहाँ पे? जेयू में अभी नहीं वो भी तो खत्म. अरे उस टाइम तो रैगिंग बहुत होता है, उस टाइम तो पिटाई होता था, उस टाइम पिटाई होता था. तो आपने जो छेड़ दिया उसकी एक स्टोरी बता दो. जो हम भी हुआ, हमको भी रैगिंग हुआ. वहाँ रैगिंग थोड़ा वायोलेंस होता था, वायोलेंस. एंड आई हैड कम टू स्टडी after completion of my BSc in chemistry. I stood third in the entire Utkal University in chemistry, honors with distinction and first class third. After that, I appeared in the joint entrance. I was selected in BTech for Jadavpur. I came here and joined here. But my joining was little late. So there was no hostel. I do not know how to speak Bangla. I do not know how to speak English fluently. That also I do not know. Only my language I know. And Hindi also. Same thing. Then how to stay in a place is unknown to me. So I was staying in Dharamtala. 1 month I stayed in a hotel. Then I went to the university. I asked the dean, you please provide me a hostel accommodations. Because every hostel in Jadavpur, one of the professor was the responsible person. And there is some inside members, student members. Then that professor, one metallurgy department professor, he asked me, you wait for 6 months, I will give you the hostel. Then, where to stay? I can't afford hotels. And that time, those days, Jadavpur bus stand के पास कोई hotel था नहीं. Then I find out one Odia fellow who was the attendant operator of a boiler department. I talked to him. He told me, I am staying alone. I have got a quarter. That quarter is comprising of one room and one veranda, covered veranda. If you don't mind, you can stay in the covered veranda. There is one cot, bed sheet, you have to bring it, and you have to wash in the open field. There is a tube well. There is no other options. Then I stayed there. I was paying 50 rupees for that. Then the teacher, metallurgical department teacher, told me that you eat in the hostel. Every day you come and eat so that you will be acquainted with the students. They will know you. And after 6 months, I will give you the hostel room. During this process, after 6 months was over, I met him and he has allotted one room. But the students of this hostel, they were from Durgapur student. Majority was from Durgapur. They registered, no, we will not give. Then the teacher told, if you don't give, I have promised that boy, and if you don't give, I will resign. So there is a class. Then they asked me that they will do the ragging. So that day they made lot of raggings. Then next day morning I came up, I put my luggage. I thought, why to study this? Better to go and join with Utkal University in MSc programs. Then I was going, call the rickshaw, take my luggage, going to catch the bus from Jadavpur bus stand to Calcutta. Then one of my colleague from computer science, he came. He catch hold of me. अरे कहाँ जा रहा है? नहीं हम तो जा रहे हैं भाई, हमको पढ़ाई नहीं करना है यहाँ. No, nothing doing. आपका हो गया ना? अभी from today onwards you can rag anybody. Then I asked, is it so? Yes. Then I told, okay. Rickshaw को बोला चल वापस. Now if I can rag anybody right now, after my ragging is over, then better to teach them a lesson. I came out. Then I stayed there. Then slowly, lot of problem I created. Then next year, what happened? I was taking some dishes. देखो तुम आप लोग का जैसे स्टूडेंट है ना, स्टूडेंट लाइफ की बात कर रहा हूँ, ऐसे भी होता है. जो हम ब्रेकफास्ट कर रहे थे, जो मेरा बाकी स्टूडेंट है ना, वो हमको याद दिला रहे हैं, भाई लास्ट ईयर तेरे साथ कैसे हुआ था, याद है? मतलब they are just arousing my temper. I got okay, let me see tonight. Then I called one boy. He was studying first year. What is that? Civil engineering. Very small chap. I called him, you come at 10 o'clock to my room. He came. I saw his face, height. I developed one pityness. बोला ये इतना छोटा बच्चा है, इसको क्या करूं? एक्चुअली मेरा इंटेंशन था आज उसको पीटूंगा, मैंने बड़ी बुरी तरह से पीटूंगा, चाहे वो हॉस्पिटल चले जाए, ये मेरा दिमाग में था. तो लेकिन लुकिंग एट टू हिज फेस आई थॉट यार क्या करना है, छोड़ो. फिर आई गेव ए किताब. टुमारो देयर इज ए क्लास टेस्ट ऑफ बॉयलर. वी हैव टू ड्रॉ बेबकॉक बॉयलर, विलकॉक बॉयलर, बॉयलर डिजाइन. कौन करेगा भाई? आई गिव द बुक्स, गिव पेपर्स. आप यहाँ बैठकर ये जो 7 बॉयलर है इसको बनाओ, छवि तुलो, बांग्ला बोलते हैं ना, छवि तुलो. आई पुट माई वॉकमैन, स्लीप. मॉर्निंग 4 o'clock I get up. He is doing. I ask, how many pieces you have completed? ना 6 बॉयलर कर दिया. मैं बोला ओके यू गो. सो दैट वाज द रैगिंग. थिंग इज रैगिंग शुड नॉट बी डन. ट्रूली स्पीकिंग, ragging should not be done. Really, it is ragging has got some values. Means a new student comes to a college, they were not familiar with the college. Now it is the teacher and the students to make them understanding this is new environment. That does not mean that you will do all sorts of ragging and turn into violence. It is not at all advisable. Thank you very much.
Sir, good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. It was nice session, and the initiative from this organization, so industry and we all are safe. I am sorry I missed your little part, first 15-20 minutes, came little late. But sir, just one question. Say like if the tag and logo is there and all the check done from your organization and it's in the market, and after that consumer if found anything and any mishaps happened after this tag of also these organizations, so what all the steps he could take? Although the phone number is there, mail ID is there, but what all the series of steps he could take if that loss happened, and how it could be recovered from this organization point of view, and what they could take the action?
Okay, no. You see, under this act, there is a provision, food safety consumer redressal mechanisms. We have a very well defined food safety consumer redressal mechanism in place, and that is totally online. Our entire system is online. Right from 2011, we are issuing license online. Now recently we have introduced a concept called faceless. Faceless means you have applied for a license. This license application will go to somebody else to whom you do not know. He will issue the license. So you call it as a faceless license. Now this under the consumer redressal mechanisms, any complaint comes, used to find out the gravity of the issues, whether it is a intentional complaint or knowingly somebody is playing games. We understand it that we used to issue a notice to the manufacturer first that this particular batch, particular product was alleged to have done this. No, in this regards, if you have got any evidence or you have a control sample, analytical report, send it to us. We get all the preliminary inquiry. Then in the same time, when the preliminary inquiry is done by us, by my team, my FSO used to go to that factory where it is manufactured. But he may not get the same batch of product, but he may get the different batch of products. Sometimes we go to the retail outlet to find out the same batch of product. Then we draw, because under this act, the action is taken only when the laboratory gives the reports, finding. And in fact, when the FHO goes to the factory, if he finds that this particular factory is very, very bad in hygienic, then there we seize the factory. We have got power to seize that factory, detain the entire stock. Then after compliance, we will release that. That is one aspect. Second aspect, we have got a whistleblower scheme. For getting the information who is doing wrong in this country, we have got a whistleblower. Any citizen can inform us that in this particular area, this thing is happening. Then our food alert team will be ready. And if any losses comes to, suppose somebody is eating some product and next day he got some diarrhea. He went to the hospital. Now no doctor can tell because of this food you got the diarrhea. Because our system. You see, I may take morning so many things. And because of this particular thing that I got, it cannot be proved. That is the reason we are failed on that particular point of. But if there is some evidence, then we are taking. Suppose school children consuming some midday meal got sick. That is proved. Because that is not a single student. But a single complaint, if a single person says, because of this food, I got developed this, how can you prove it? Because right from the evening, he is taking so many things. But anyway, the concept we have put in place, regulatory regime is there. But nowadays, what is happening, my experience says, we are getting complaint for rivalry. Lot of complaints we are getting it on because of rivals. When that fellow is doing, now uske against में complaint करो, यही आ रहा है. Genuine complaint rare. Our maximum complaints are coming Swiggy, Zomato. Swiggy, Zomato, इनका complaint आता है. कौन? ना वो खाने में कुछ बाल था, खाने में स्ट्रो था, खाना खराब था. Like this complaint. हाँ, जो पैकेज प्रोडक्ट का कंप्लेंट आता है, we go to this root cause. I will tell you one example. हल्दीराम तो जानते होंगे. हल्दीराम का एक कंप्लेंट आया था, उसका कुरकुरे जो बनाता है ना स्नैक्स, उसके अंदर एक जूट बैग, गानी बैग का जो थ्रेड होता है ना, वो था. Now what I did, I got all inquired, then I sent my team go to the factory for inspection. They went to the factory, they have got a highest, ultra modern plant. One plant costing around 500 crores investment. Such a huge technology. But still, my people find out how the gunny bags, the sugar, they used to store just below the grinding machines in a mezzanine floor. From there, they have to open the gunny bags so that sugar will go to the hopper where it will pulverized. So then there is every possibility that this thread may comes. We find out, then we issue a notice. Then they have changed it. They have changed the entire system. They stopped buying gunny bags. They stopped buying that plastic bag. So like this, we are doing our best, but still it is a huge country. So I need everybody cooperations. Your young mind also, we need inputs. ठीक है? हाँ, okay.
Okay. Can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. Okay, thank you so much, sir, for sharing all your experiences, your knowledge with the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. And definitely, you have not only corrected the students, but many of us here as well. Next up, can I please ask our Reverend Principal, Mr. Pralay Ganguly, to come up on stage to facilitate Mr. B.S. Acharya. Sir, can I please have you up on stage, please? Okay, can we please have a huge round of applause for Mr. B.S. Acharya, the founder of FSSAI? I think you can do better than that. I know it's lunch break. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and for your knowledge and for your experience. Once more, please. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time and experience, sir. Sure, sir. Okay, okay. You're welcome, sir. Okay. All right. Okay. Students, please be advised that you will be having the continued session